I'd like to now share with you a short story tonight by the writer Gervas Finn entitled The Virgin Mary. So here goes. The infant school looked very different from when I had last visited it early in the autumn. The surrounding fields and the rocky outcrops were now hidden under a smattering of snow, and the friendly belt of pines had a fine dusting of white. The air was icy fresh. The snow had fallen softly overnight, and the whole area around the small school was a vast, white, silent sea. The previous December, I had approached the school to attend the nativity play to find all the children heading for home. I'd stopped a small boy loaded down with Christmas cards, calendars, decorations, presents, and all matter of boxes and bags as he tried to negotiate the narrow gate. "Where's everyone going?" I asked. "There's a nativity play here, isn't there, this afternoon, isn't there?" He had stopped for the amount of time it took to tell me bluntly, "It's off." "It's off?" I had repeated. "Aye," he had replied. "The Virgin Mary's got nits." This year I discovered the nativity play was on. And mums and dads, grannies and grandpas, aunties and uncles, neighbors and friends filled the school hall for the highlight of the infant school year. I found my seat just as the lights dimmed and a spotlight lit up the small stage. I was now about to watch one of the most famous and powerful stories of all time and wondered what gem might be produced tonight. The curtain opened to reveal the outlines of various Eastern-looking houses painted on a backdrop and two rather forlorn palm trees made out of papier-mâché and green crepe paper, which drooped in the center of the stage. The little boy playing the lead as Joseph entered, wearing a brightly colored towel over his head and held in place by an elastic belt with a metal snake fastener. He took center stage without a trace of nerves, stared at the audience, and then beckoned a particularly worried-looking Mary, who entered pulling a large cardboard and polystyrene donkey. "Come on," urged Joseph, "hurry up." He banged on the door of one of the houses. "Open up, open up," he shouted loudly. The innkeeper, with a face like a death mask, threw the door open. "What?" he barked. "Have you any room?" "No." "You have? I saw the light on." "I haven't." "You must have room." "Well, I'm telling you, we haven't. Look, we've traveled all night up and down those sand dunes, through the dusty towns, over the hills, in and out of the rivers. We're fit to drop." "Can't help that. There's no room," replied the innkeeper. "And I've got the wife out here on a donkey." Joseph gestured towards a very glum-looking Mary, who was staring at the audience, her face completely expressionless. I heard a parent's hushed voice from behind me. "That's our Chardonnay." The little innkeeper on stage remained unmoved by Joseph's pleas. "And you can't leave that donkey here," he snapped. "You'll have to move it." "Well, give us a room." The innkeeper placed his hands on his hips, stuck out his small chin, There's no room in the inn. How many more times do I have to tell you? She's having a baby, thou knows, Joseph told him. Well, I can't help that, said the innkeeper. It's naught to do with me. I know, replied Joseph, sighing as he turned to the audience. And it's naught to do with me neither. It's a great story. I do enjoy Gervais Finn's sense of humor. But actually, folks, contrary to what the innkeeper and Joseph say, it's everything to do with us. For in the coming of God, in Jesus, something huge has happened. As our reading from John chapter 1 I've just read reminds us, light came into the world. He came for the world. He came for you and me, that we might know his love and his plans. He came that we might be free of sin and darkness. He came that we might be born again as his children, born not of natural descent, nor of a human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. Many responded saying, it's naught to do with me. Others responded saying, it's everything to do with me. And it's through them that God in Jesus is continuing to shine light into the darkest corners of our world today. Friends, life's a choice. Life's a choice. You can shrug your shoulders and say, it's naught to do with me. Or you can open your heart to Jesus and let the light shine. Amen.